If the Republicans in Congress won't hold Joe Biden to account, as we've been discussing, well, somebody else has to. Now, Rita and James, Thomas Jones is one of the founders of the American Accountability Foundation, which conducts conservative, non-partisan conservative research and fact-checking so that Americans can hold their elected leaders and officials to account. Tom Jones previously advised 2 Republican senators and was president of the 339 Group and the Cannon Research Group, where he conducted research for Fortune 500 companies and political campaigns. He joins us now. Tom, thanks for joining us. Great to see you.
Great to have me on. Thanks so much.
So, listen, tell us, Tom, Joe Biden seems to be bringing all sorts of highly dubious left-wing characters right into the heart of his administration. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a real cast of characters of leftists that President Biden has nominated, and you kind of look at Xavier Becerra at the top of the list. This is Joe Biden's health advisor, the top health advisor. This guy has no background in healthcare. Really, the only relation with healthcare he has is he's a supporter of radical abortion. He's supported partial birth abortion. And even worse, this guy tried to file criminal complaints against activists in America that exposed the baby part sales at Planned Parenthood. This guy's completely unqualified, but he's the top advisor on healthcare in Biden's cabinet. I mean, President Biden's civil rights and justice staffers are just as bad.
Tell us about some of them.
Sure. So, I like to start with Kristen Clarke. We've got some serious issues in the United States with law enforcement and the relationship with their communities and these woke liberal mayors who are really cutting off the ability of police to do their job. Well, the woman that Joe Biden has nominated to be the top civil rights attorney in the United States government is this woman, Kristen Clarke. She is a radical leftist. She was circulating papers in college comparing the police to the Ku Klux Klan, an out-and-out racist group. This is the woman that Joe Biden has tasked with investigating the police in the United States. If you're a police officer, you think you're going to get a fair shake from this woman? It's appalling. And that's why we're stepping in. We need to investigate these people so the American people really know who they are.
Rita.
Well, you don't really have the American media doing that investigation, do you? When it comes to the Democrats, they act like the propaganda arm. Have you got much assistance from the Republicans, or are they, with Trump gone back into a little bit of rhino mode?
Yeah, they really have. It's really disappointing. I think there's a really telling statistic. In the first 100 days of President Trump's administration, he only got 26 nominees through. Now, you'd think, hey, our guys would fight kind of hammer and tong to keep out these leftists in the Biden administration. But in the same 100 days, Joe Biden's got 37 nominees through his cabinet. And these are the people that are at the point of the spear of leftist radical agendas. And our guys aren't putting up a fight. Look, we've got a 50-50 situation in the US Senate. If our guys really fight, Kamala Harris has got to camp out right outside the Senate floor and be casting tie-breaking votes. Now, that sounds like it's just kind of a parliamentary random thing. Hey, she's got a tie-break. But that gums up the agenda. And, our U.S. Senate, these guys are the average age is in the 60s. If you blow this place up, they're not getting nominees through. But our guys just can't seem to muster the fight.
James.
I want to ask you about Joe Biden's performance overall for, more than just 50% of the country. I saw him talk about unity all through that address he gave to Congress, but the sense that I'm getting from here is that he's actually governing as a far more divisive president than Trump was. Is that correct?
Ted Cruz really, I think, had the most accurate characterization of this first 100 days. He characterized it as boring but radical. You kind of got Sleepy Joe, that fun uncle that everybody likes, but he's sending through the Xavier Becerras, the Kristen Clarkes, the Vanita Guptas, really these radical leftists who are driving wedges between communities in America, all while he's just kind of puttering along doing his thing. It's really kind of this persistent level of divisiveness, but not the outrageousness that kind of lulls our guys into a sleep. They don't fight. But it's toxic for America.
Tom, you mentioned, the radical leftists. We remember last year how Joe Biden dismissed Antifa as, oh, it's just a vague idea, it's not really anything we need to worry about. So while he's bringing in these hardcore leftists into his administration, you've got the basically terrorists of Antifa still burning places down, still threatening mayhem. I'll just play you this clip of this one Antifa character who basically, we won't play you the whole thing, but you'll get an idea of it. He was, in essence, calling for a Republican to be killed, a politician to be killed. But we'll just play you a little bit of it first.
Is the liberation of all those oppressed by the system, whether it be black, indigenous, Hispanic, etc. Nobody owns this movement, and wanting to or trying to claim ownership of this movement just leads to more division, which is counterproductive to all of our goals.
So this lunatic, Tom, goes on to threaten bloodshed and mayhem. As I said, I don't want to play that stuff, but your thoughts, Tom?
Yeah, this guy's a clown. Like, this guy's not going to go out and actually threaten a mayor. And here's the reason. That mayor's got an armed security detail. These guys are not going to go engage in a fight with somebody who can actually shoot back. And I think what's also important is these guys are engaging in mayhem in cities where the populace has been disarmed. Large metropolitan areas around the country here, it's just impossible to own a gun. It's impractical. So these Antifa guys go there, they start fires, they destroy property, they engage in mayhem. They don't come out to suburban and rural communities like where I live, where I got a Beretta A303 in my garage and start mayhem there. They go to the places where the liberal woke mayors have disarmed their communities. So that guy, that's clickbait from him. He's not going to go threaten any mayor because he knows he'll get shot by the protective detail for that mayor.
Rita, you don't have a Beretta in your garage, but your thoughts?
How do you know? I may very well have a Beretta in my garage.
I got one for you if you want it. I got extra.